least some time, so I know we're going to have a little more fun, right? We're going to keep people, they've been here a couple of hours, but Howard, can I start? Can I call you Howard? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit first about what got you interested in India? Because I remember conversations you and I had, God, 7 years ago, when you were looking at India as an investment opportunity, and you saw from your time at Cantor Fitzgerald a lot of opportunity that was happening in India. Tell us a little bit about your connection with India and how it started and what drew you to see what was happening with the U.S. India relationship long before you became an administration official.
Well, it happened the old-fashioned way, which is one of my best friends, Nikesh Arora, is Indian. So when you have one of your best friends is Indian, and then Anshu Jain was one of Nikesh's best friends. Yeah. And so then we went on vacation together, and we hung out together. And so ultimately what happened is I would go on these golf weekends, and I'd be the only white guy on the golf weekend. So, you know, I got interested in India because my friends had unique insight into it, and we could really talk about it. And so I wasn't a classic American looking at it from the outside, right? When I would go to India, we'd go to house parties, we'd play cricket, we just had fun. And it's a different perspective. So I am a great fan of India, and even the people in the government know that that's true.
Well, I've seen Howard in action with Nikesh and the late Anshu Jain, who was a dear mutual friend of ours, and watching how your love for it was very genuine, and I think everyone saw that. In your role over here, what do you see as the administration's vision for the U.S.-India partnership? We've spent a couple of hours over here talking about how close the relationship has been, what a successful visit Prime Minister Modi had, what a successful visit the Vice President and the Second Lady had to India. Tell us a little bit about what you see the vision of the relationship.
Well, what's unusual is, you know, President Donald Trump is the only person in our administration elected by the full United States of America. And Modi, if you think about the world, how many other leaders actually are elected by their country? Very, very rare. So that connection is pretty unique because it's rare. You know, most people have a prime minister,
yeah,
right? They don't have someone who's actually elected. And so their relationship is very strong and very positive. And so that gives an easy path to me to do trade negotiations because we start from a very positive place. Now, the president is willing to call out things straight away, meaning India is very protectionist with tariffs. They have 100% tariff on this and 100% tariff on that, and if you ask them why, the answer is, I don't know why, it just is. So I think the idea of really looking at those things, thinking about them, and bringing them down to a level that is reasonable and appropriate so we can be great trading partners with each other, I think is absolutely on the table, and it's not stressful. Because they haven't thought about it, they think, yeah, it makes sense. Let's go make this a proper trading relationship.
Go into a little more granular detail on that. I mean, the July 9th deadline is all obviously fast approaching. What are you hoping to see out of India in terms of reciprocity, in terms of some of the agreements you're hoping the Indian side to move on?
Well, earlier countries get a better deal. That's the way it is. So those who come in, you know, July 4th to July 9th, there's just going to be a pile.
Right.
Right? But those who are earlier, and I think India is trying hard to be one of the earlier countries, which I appreciate. But these kind of deals used to take 2 or 3 years, and we're trying to get them done in a month, which is, you know, just not the ordinary DNA of trading relationships between countries. But what I hope to achieve is we would like market access. We would like our businesses to have reasonable access to the markets of India. Now, it's not going to be everything, and it's not going to be everywhere, but we want to have the trade deficit reduced. Now, in exchange for that, what India is going to want is they're going to want certain key